Hi, Julie Rader here with the astrological update for the Cancer full moon, which is the first full moon of 2023, happening on January 6th at 3:07 p.m. Pacific time, 16 degrees of Cancer. As always, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share to help me grow the channel. So I am liking this full moon for the most part. I mean, there is a square, a challenging aspect to Chiron. I guess I'll dig right into the challenging part, but then the rest of the aspects are really quite beautiful. I mean, there are two somewhat challenging aspects. It is forming a T square. So we have the opposition, which is what makes a full moon. It is the moon in Cancer, and the moon is the ruler of Cancer. So when we have a new or full moon in Cancer, it is amplified that much more. But anytime the moon is opposite the sun in the sky, that is what creates a full moon. And then so we have the sun at 16 degrees of Capricorn opposing the moon at 16 degrees of Cancer. Now, right alongside the sun is Mercury, which is retrograde. Mercury retrograde, Mercury is at the time combust, meaning that it's close to the sun and that the sun's rays are outshining, overshadowing, burning out Mercury, which is retrograde at the time anyway. Now, we do have a Mercury cazimi happening on Saturday, the 7th, at about 5 a.m. Mercury cazimi is when the sun and Mercury are at the exact same degree. This is Mercury retrograde cazimi, when they're at the exact same degree. So anything within 17 minutes, there are 60 minutes and 30 degrees in a sign. Anything within that same degree, 17 minutes either side, is cazimi. And it's like being at that little blue middle of the flame where you actually cannot get burned. And cazimi is quite auspicious. It is during this time where we can, if we are going in an intentional meditative state, or just an intentional state of receiving guidance, we can actually have some beautiful clarity that comes to us during cazimi times. So again, that's about 5 a.m. on Saturday the 7th Pacific time. I know I will be tapping into that energy, and I encourage you to do the same. Now, on the 16th, the day before, it is not in that 17-minute window. So it is Mercury being combust. There can be and combust at the time of the full moon. So we have the moon opposing sun and Mercury together. So what does this mean? There can be some cloudiness, that we're not seeing things fully clearly at the moment. We can be changing our mind about something. Our mind can be, we can feel a little bit like unsure. We might feel one way 1 hour and switch it another hour. So we can have a little bit of that energy going on at the full moon, along with this square to Chiron. And Chiron is the healer archetype in the Zodiac, and the wounded healer. And it so part of this energy of this full moon is healing. And because it's a square, squares ask us to actually take action. So what do we need to take action on in order to heal? And we'll go through that a bit when I go through each of the signs at the end of this video. But right now, I'm still just going through the overview. So there is definitely a healing aspect, and it could be because Cancer is about home and family. Maybe it's healing some wounds of the past, or something to deal with home and family that we are being asked to finally move beyond foreclosure, or to forgive and let and release. So Some of the positive aspects that are happening at this full moon, we have the moon sextile Uranus, and we have the sun trine Uranus. Now, sextiles and trines are beautiful, harmonious aspects. So there is this element of determination, even clairvoyance, and our intuition is going to be operating at a very high level at this full moon and into the weekend. Remember, we have the Kazimi happening on Saturday. So write down your intuitive hits that you get, your downloads. Trust your intuition and even follow the guidance you are receiving. There is this aspect with the sun trine Uranus, and the moon sextile Uranus, of determination, clairvoyance, but also this originality, this freedom loving, freedom seeking energy, and the ability to see the big picture. So that's such a beautiful part of this full moon, seeing the big picture, maybe getting some guidance on how to break free from the mold. Also, another aspect that's happening that doesn't involve the sun or moon, but it's happening around the time of the full moon, is Venus in Aquarius will still be feeling this beautiful sextile that it has to Jupiter in Aries. So when we have the benefics, the great benefic Jupiter and the lesser benefic Venus coming together in this harmonious aspect, it is a beautiful conversation in the sky. So there are some sweet elements. I mean, definitely be aware that there might be a tendency to overdo, overindulge, something like that. That can always happen when Venus and Jupiter are coming together in this way. But it really is, what is your big picture vision? Where can you break free? And you might start to get some clues on how to make it happen. Now, we will still have Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde at the time of this full moon. So it is really about going in, gaining some insight, maybe coming up with a bit of a strategy, planning, writing down, big picture visioning, and knowing that it's not time quite to push play, to move forward, but it is, you will get, perhaps, if you are aware, if you are open, and if you take the time to quiet, listen, and receive, and then trust and follow the guidance. Write it all down. Start making a plan. Things are coming together. Just be like a detective right now. Keep allowing the information in, and it will be time to act before you know it. Okay, let's go through the signs. Aries, this is happening in your 4th house, home and family, and this is Cancer energy. So this for you is shining a light on, maybe there's some healing to do on anything involving home and family, maybe immediate home and family, maybe from the past, but it is time to do that. And you might start seeing the big picture and realize that you are ready and able to break free from the bondage of past wounds. Taurus, this is happening for you in your 3rd house. This is showing you, I love this. You absolutely, I encourage you to get out pen and paper and to write, because 3rd house is writing, it's communication, it's teaching, it's learning. Maybe you're realizing it's time to learn a new skill. Maybe simply you're realizing, you know what, I need to break free and let's take a short road trip. So at this full moon, if you're getting that urge, if you can't do it at the actual full moon, then plan it. Allow yourself to kind of daydream a bit and plan a short trip to revive your energy. Gemini, this is happening for you in your 2nd house, house of finances and self-worth. So Gemini, go in, it's shining a light. You will start getting some big picture and maybe some intuitive information about your finances, or maybe it's time for you to enhance your self-worth or even raise your prices or ask for a raise or something like that. Cancer, this happening, this is your full moon. You are ruled by the moon. You feel every new and full moon, but especially when it's in your sign. So for Cancer, look at your health. Look at what you want for this year. What are your goals? What are your big picture visions? Tap in also on this Kazemi on Saturday at around 5 a.m. Pacific time and go into meditation. Allow your the visions to come to you and through you. Write them down, get clear on what you want, maybe a rebranding of yourself for this new year. Leo, this is happening for you in your 12th house. You may feel a bit more introverted than usual at this full moon. Allow that to be. Go inward. This weekend, when the full moon happens, maybe it's time for you to just spend some time alone at home. It's not time to put on your dancing shoes just yet. This next full moon is going to be yours. You're going to want to be out and about and step out into the world. But right now, go inward some. Let yourself write down your dreams too. And also trust your intuition. Give yourself some quiet retreat time. Virgo, this is happening for you in your 11th house. Unlike Leo's, you're going to feel more social. You may feel like you're wanting to be around your friends, or maybe you're realizing that a business, you always have business on the mind. Maybe there's some kind of social media or just internet project you're working on, and it's time to get it out there into the world. Libra, this is and also actually for you, Virgo, there might be some healing of friendships or the groups of people you spend time with that needs to happen, some forgiveness work. Libra, this is happening for you in your 10th house. This is all about career. It's shining a big light on your career. Maybe there's some healing that needs to happen from a past career or a past coworker so that you can move forward. Maybe you're getting some big picture visions on your next step in your career. Scorpio, this is happening for you in your 9th house, shining a light on travel, religion, or spirituality. Maybe there's a higher learning class you're wanting to take, and this is a great time to step into it and to do that. Maybe there is some healing that needs to happen with a spiritual teacher or mentor, or maybe somebody in your life, and the healing maybe isn't directly with that person. Maybe it's you going inward and having closure, finding your own spiritual path and allowing that closure, that healing, the forgiveness work to happen from within. Sagittarius, this is happening for you in your 8th house. This is the house of, you also may feel like going inward more. You may find that you are closing out old psychological patterns or paradigms in your life so that you can move forward. You may get some really deep clairvoyant or visions or meditative, intuitive hits on one, what your future holds, or where a healing needs to occur so that you can move forward and live the life you actually want to live. Capricorn, this is happening for you in your 7th house, all about relationships. This full moon is shining a light on relationships. Where do you need to break free or allow more freedom within your relationships? You will begin to see big picture if you slow down and allow the visions to come in. And maybe it is time for you. It is time for you to heal, to forgive someone that has hurt you in the past so that you can create space for the kind of relationship that you want to experience in your life. Aquarius, this is happening for you in your 6th house, everything to do with work, with routines, and with health. So this full moon in your 6th house is having you look at, perhaps you may not be one to make New Year's resolutions, but you will be looking at your day-to-day routines. And how is your health? There's a light that is being shown on it. Maybe there is some actual healing work that needs to be done so that you can feel really healthy. Maybe it's time for you to start a cleanse, something like the clean cleanse, like that the Curry girls do. That would be a great thing for you, Aquarius, to consider this full moon. And finally, last but certainly not least, fellow Pisceans, this is happening for us in our 5th house, everything to do with children, with play, allowing more play. Has it been all work and no play? Allow more play, allow more laughter, allow more creativity into your life. Maybe there's some healing that needs to happen, old childhood wounds of yours, or a healing with your own children, or your inner child, so that you can expand and really be more playful and creative, or even entrepreneurial in your life. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video.